This is Portia. This is my first video recording session with my practice client. And we will start with informed consent. Okay. So, let's see, let's start here. Nice to meet you. My name is Portia. Thank you for coming in today.
Hello, Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany. I understand that you come in to discuss maybe an issue or two, and that's great. I want to thank you for coming in for sure. But before we begin, I would like to just go over a little bit of information called like informed consent, and that just basically tells us the legalities and other information about our recording session today.
Okay.
So for starters, basically you would sign, I would sign, and just to go over the informed consent briefly, it just basically states that this is like a mock counseling session for my class, Counseling 5721. Counseling applications is the name of it, and these sessions will be provided by myself, a master's level counselor in training under supervision by the university faculty, which is my professor, Professor Brady, and might be conducted with a student observer, but that doesn't apply today. Confidentiality just states that the information disclosed within this session is confidential, may not be revealed to anyone without my permission, and that includes potential student observers, which is not applicable today, but hypothetically, the information is presented in a aggregated form only, and all clients and yourself and personal information will be protected. So I just wanted to ensure you of that. Just to go ahead here, we do have limitations on the confidentiality clause that we have, and they only apply in the following circumstances, and that is if um, if you present imminent threat to or harm to yourself or anyone else, there's an indication of abuse of a child or a dependent adult, and by court subpoena. So those are the instances where I would have to breach our confidentiality contract. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And this just goes into the audio and videotaping, which is what we're doing here. And it just states that you understand that your interview, maybe video and or audio taped, recorded for the purposes of the training. And tapes are treated with confidentiality, and these will be erased after use. So any concerns about being taped, should be addressed by myself. I'll definitely, follow up with you if you have any questions, and you will never be taped without your permission as well. Okay.
Okay.
Lastly, we get into the risk and benefits. Regis states there's a possibility of risk and benefits which may occur in counseling sessions, and that just may increase the risk of remembering unpleasant events and maybe even arouse strong emotional feelings. It can impact relationships with significant others. The benefits from counseling may be improve. It may, improve the ability to relate to others. Clear understanding of self values, goals, increased academic productivity, and the ability to deal with stress. So those are some of the good, things of counseling. Taking personal responsibility for working with these issues may lead to greater growth. So that's, the general outcome that we hope to see. I also have here, it says that you just understand that this is like an experiment. This is mock counseling, okay? This is just a mock interaction. So you have the responsibility to protect your psychological health, okay? So that means that we will only explore topics which are unlikely to lead or snowball into other things that might cause psychological harm. Okay.
Okay.
You have the ability to utilize a fictional topic. We don't have to discuss anything, too intense. If you're uncomfortable discussing, any topics, or if we tap into areas that are uncomfortable, please let me know. Okay.
Okay.
And we would definitely accommodate. So with that being said, would you please sign here and date here, and I will do the same. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So with that being said, what brings you in today?
Um, I wanted to discuss an issue I'm having with my current spouse.
Okay.
We're going to go through our first renovation of our home, and we're kind of clashing on some things, on how to do certain things. And my issue is that I feel like I owned this home before we entered our relationship. Although we're together now, I feel like this house is my baby. I started with it. And I think my opinion should weigh a little heavier than hers.
Okay. I can understand that. So from the sounds of it is you and your spouse live together. The home was originally yours, and made a little bit of issue was arising when it comes to I guess doing home projects and you wanting to have a little more say in what happens in your home with your home. I understand that. Okay. So what does your partner feel about that?
Um, I haven't quite expressed to her that I feel that my say should be the last say. She just knows that we disagree on certain things, on paint colors, flooring, things like that. And we haven't moved forward with any particular project because we disagree. But I feel like my word should be the last word.
Okay, okay. And just could you tell me a little bit more? It sounds like you take lots of pride in you being able to own a home, and that's a really good accomplishment. Could you just tell me a little bit more about how that was for you? Get into that to that next level.
Huh. Buying my home was stressful, but it was one of the greatest things I ever did. I did it at a very young age, and it's a pride of mine. I take pride in the fact that I own my home.
Yeah, I could definitely understand that. I do. That's a really good accomplishment. Okay, so now that your spouse lives with you, how are things in the other aspects of a home outside of the renovations?
Um, our home life runs pretty smoothly. She has the tendency to say little things that they kind of get to me. It kind of makes me feel like it's a personal shot at myself.
How do you mean a personal shot?
Um, she constantly makes mention to, oh, I can't wait till we repaint this room, or oh, I can't wait till we redo the kitchen, or oh, I can't wait until we do this to the back, as if it's not good enough. And in my mind, I'm like, you didn't even have a house, and now that you're in my house, you constantly find the things that you want to change.
I see. I see. I understand that. It sounds like she's almost excited, if I may say, to make changes to the home, and based off of just listening to you, it sounds like you are a little apprehensive about her coming in and making such drastic or maybe quick changes to your home and how you have things set up.
It's not that the changes are quick. It's just she's never even asked if I wanted to change things. I may like the way the kitchen is set up, but her first notion is, oh, I can't wait to redo the kitchen. But there's never a question of if I even want the kitchen remodeled at all.
Okay. What do you think? What do you think your response would be if she did ask that or mention those things to you?
Um, I think if someone else asked me if I wanted to remodel the kitchen, I would probably say yes because it's the honest answer. But if she asked me, I probably wouldn't say yes to her because I think it would somehow give her permission to continue to change things in my home.
Okay, okay, I understand that. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I get that, and you having such a great sense of pride and um, protection over your home, you kind of it seems as if you feel maybe a little again apprehensive about letting someone else come in and have the ability and authorization to make those changes.
Yes, I
Yeah.
definitely want it to feel like it's our home, but it's my house.
Okay. Okay. Absolutely. I want to know. What is it about your partner that makes her not have equal authority over your home?
Um, I think I want her to have equal authority in a superficial way. I'm okay with her choosing the furniture. I'm okay with her choosing things like that. But the changes that are being proposed are permanent changes. Once we remodel the kitchen, we can't remodel it back. We could technically, but
Yeah.
it's not feasible to do so.
Hmm.
So it's the permanent changes that make me a little more apprehensive.
Okay.
I'm not married to my partner, although I would like to be one day.
Okay.
To make permanent changes with a person who's not necessarily permanent in my life right now is scary.
No, I definitely understand, and it would take a lot of courage to allow someone to the ability to just have such a strong say over what goes. Like you stated, furniture is something that can be changed. When you get to renovations, uh, gutting a kitchen is pretty much changing the structure of the home.
Yes.
So I definitely understand that. I want to possibly discuss a little more in depth. The balance between yourself and your spouse when it comes, to sharing, home authority. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. Um, you stated that you would like to marry your spouse one day,
Yes.
correct? Okay. I think that's great. Would your thoughts and perceptions of her having the ability to make such drastic changes to the home change once she is your spouse?
I think I think the natural answer would be yes, of course it would. But honestly, I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know if just exchanging vows and rings with the person would change the way that I view things completely.
Because you still did purchase this on your own. That
Yes.
seems to be from what I hear. Please let me know if I'm incorrect. The fact that you purchased this on your own, this is your accomplishment. That's what gives you the great sense of pride and the hesitation with giving her the ability to make such changes. Is that correct?
Yes. And partnered with the fact that renovations would be a bill that I would foot. I don't think I would be comfortable asking her or telling her, okay, well, the renovation to the kitchen is $20,000. Where's your 10,000? I think it would be something that I would naturally foot because it's my house.
I see. I see. Okay. I want to let me know if this is okay. Just trying to get a little bit of a clarification on, how things are in the home. Why do you feel that well, first, let's start here, please. When it comes to house responsibilities, maybe like the around the house, groceries, things that are needed, bills, how are those allocated or dispersed?
Um, I would say it's about a 90-10 split.
It's a 90-10 split. Okay.
Yes, I tend to take care of the household needs. The only time that she does so is if she's already out or she's on her way home from work, and I'm like, hey, can you stop and get this? But other than that, she doesn't really take care of those expenses.
Okay. 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 So your spouse wants to make changes. You are hesitant. I feel one way that we can possibly maybe move forward is to just consider the things that you would be possibly willing to compromise on.
Okay.
Are there any things that you're willing to compromise with? And if so, what are they?
Mm, I think maybe the subtle changes, painting rooms. I think I can work with painting rooms because I could always paint them back if need be.
Okay.
But the bathrooms, the kitchens, the things that are more major, I'm not ready for that.
I understand. Okay, so have you possibly considered maybe starting with some of those small projects first that lead up to the bigger renovations, such as the restroom renovation or kitchen renovation?
I definitely considered it, but she is the definition of a snowball. If we paint a room today, we'll paint another one tomorrow, and we'll paint another one the next day, and the kitchen will be here next week. I'm scared if we start it, then it won't stop.
I understand. Okay, okay. Those are really good thoughts. I mean, I definitely understand. I don't want you to feel like that this is something that, is maybe irrational or whatnot. I definitely do understand that. And I can tell just, from speaking to you that you take pride in your home. And that's a really good thing. Um, I think what I would like to do is just to maybe, I know it's a little early, but maybe do a little an assignment, possibly with yourself and your partner. And maybe you make a list of the things that you would like to change first. She would make a list of the things that she would like to change, to start to change. And from there, you can make possibly rank them in order from least to greatest, with meaning insignificance to significance, i.e., painting leading up to the bathroom renovation. And from there, maybe just take a look into the list and see where you two stand. I think communicating first about how you feel may be something that is really really great. So I guess the overall thing that I would just suggest is the list, which would just in as a result open up the communication of the topic. I noticed you stated that you haven't really mentioned this to her. Is that correct?
No, I haven't.
You haven't mentioned that. Why haven't you mentioned that to her?
Um, I think I've been waiting on her to develop an appreciation for my home or for my house. Since she's been here, I can't think of a time when she's expressed anything good about the house, except for the fact that it's a house and not an apartment. But I've never heard her say anything that she really liked about it. I've only heard her say the things that she would like to change. So I think I've been waiting on some type of appreciation from her, some type of sign from her, because I think her attitude, or at least what she puts out about the house, is if it burned down today, it would be great for her because then we could start over and have all the things she wants to have.
Okay, okay, I understand that. And those are strong statements. And to be honest, I feel that's furthermore the reason why communications should be established, so that you can know exactly what it is that she feels about the house. What if, just hypothetically, what would you say if you brought this to her and she stated the only reason why I wanted to make these changes is because I want to maybe implement a sense of us in the home and not just a sense of you when you purchased it by yourself. What would you say to that?
My spouse is a smart woman,
Okay.
and I think that if that was her answer, it would be more along the lines of what she's supposed to say versus what she's feeling. Because if it was implementing a sense of us, then I would have been asked instead of told.
Ask what?
Asked, do I want to renovate? Asked, do I want to change these things? And that hasn't been the case.
It's been more of statements of affirmation
Yes.
instead of questions and opinions.
Yes.
Well, I definitely understand that. Okay. Okay. I believe we had a really good start today. How do you feel about what we've discussed?
It feels good to talk about it.
Okay.
And I definitely like the thought of making a list, at least to see where her mind is.
Correct.
I don't know how to necessarily start this discussion with her,
Hmm.
but I feel at least confident that we're starting somewhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As far as the list and where to go afterwards, I think just to start for this week, because just to start this week until our next session, if you would like, if you don't feel comfortable bringing up the topic of the renovation or because of the list, or I'm sure it will probably come up, especially since you say that this is something that's been ongoing. You guys talk about this a lot, and if that, even if it doesn't arise, I feel like it would be okay just to point out a list and say, hey, about those renovations, just jot down some of our ideas just to see. From there, you don't necessarily have to confront or communicate any further if you don't like. You can wait until our next session. But I think the list would be just a great way to start, just to get a nice foundation of the communication that will be built.
I agree.
Okay, okay. Well, I believe, you know, we had a really good time today. Would it be okay if we met same time, same place next session? That'd be next week.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Mhm.